Give us a clap, mate. There we go.
Just gave you the clap.
Stu gave me the clap. So we are filming. Hello to everyone who's watching on the $15 mark.
Hello. If you want to find out about that, go over to Patreon and find out how you can watch these.
Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you today?
I've just got up. If you want to watch this, if you want to get some HD visuals of me coughing in a microphone looking like a bag of shit, it's going to cost you $15.
$15 a month, but you get to see that 4 times a week. You get to, yeah, you do look a bit like shit today, really.
Thanks,
mate.
man. Thanks, man.
Right, so we've done the intros. Everyone knows what this is all about.
Yeah.
And for the people on Patreon, they will see the title of it as well. So shall we just top 5 irrational anger? So I found this quite difficult because I've actually come to realise that most of my assaults and murders were completely perfectly rational. I had good reason.
You're not
angry.
that much of an angry person, though, are you?
I'm not. But then I have like my number 5. Interestingly, shall I do my number? Shall I go
Yeah.
with my number? Because this is kind of debatable whether or not it's irrational or not.
Okay.
I think it's just that my level of anger does not justify what's happening, right? So it's not utterly irrational why I'm getting a bit annoyed, but the level, like I'm overcompensating with rage, and that is being in a car at all times. I'm not happy in cars. I'll give you a simple example. I'll use one isolated thing. If I let you go and you don't wave at me, I will consider following you. Is that your number 1?
That was going to be my number 1.
Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But it's such a good one because the reason why it's irrational is because when you've driven for just a bit, you will realise that sometimes you'll make that mistake yourself. Like
That don't count, though.
It's human error, right?
Not if it's yourself. No, not really.
Oh, it doesn't.
You probably
because you had things on.
Yeah, I was drinking or smoking, on my phone. Like, it's not my fault.
No.
But when someone else does it,
it's fucking yeah. And I blow up. And Molly said that to me this morning. She was like, cars. And then I hit her.
threw my breakfast up the wall.
Fucking, knocked a Frosties right out of her hand. But she's totally right. Because Molly doesn't drive, and it's really interesting when you're in a car with someone who doesn't drive, because it really shows how stupid and pathetic I am.
Oh, right.
Sorry, yeah. My beloved girlfriend is. Because I'll be like, oh, what is it? What? Oh, my God, why did he pull out there?
Yeah.
And Molly's looking at me like, but he did, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And life's gone on. And it's like, yeah, I've just got angry irrationally angry.
Yeah.
Because I've done that. I've done all that stuff myself. So why on earth am I not just like, shit happens. That does happen.
Yeah.
And like you say, I'm not generally an angry person.
Yeah.
I think it comes out in weird ways with me, and that's when the Michael Douglas falling down character just appears. Yeah.
I think there's something similar to that. Is when are all of yours in the car?
Yeah, that was waving. Yeah.
When someone's in the outside lane of a roundabout, and you think, and you're in the inside for your 2 exits, and you're about to pull off for the 3rd, and you just think, I reckon they're not going to fuck off. I reckon they're going all the way around in that outside lane.
Yeah.
And I'm generally right.
Yeah.
And then...
As you are in most things.
And, yeah. And I just think to myself, rather than just think, I know they're going to do this, let's just make sure I'm well out of the way and just get on my day, I almost slow down to make sure that I highlight how much of a cunt they are.
Yeah. No, I completely get it.
I think I'd rather, have myself, spending 6 weeks in hospital.
Yeah.
Being pulled out of a mangled wreck. But I've made my point.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And I have on time thought of ramming people. I have. And often I haven't purely because it's just a lot of hassle, not because I'm not pretty much persuaded myself that is definitely the right thing to do. Just drive into them. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But obviously that's irrational. It's stupid. And,
it's annoying you have to go to prison for things like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I've always thought they should have one of my many inventions.
And Dodgems is fun.
Yeah, Dodgems is good. One of my many inventions is there's a button on your steering wheel, and it's just connected to not an assault like a machine gun or anything like that, but like there's a little laser pointer like down in your bonnet or something, and like you only get to use that like say 3 times a day, right? And then it resets at midnight. And basically, whenever you're driving and you end up seeing a car that pulls in front of you, does something really fucking stupid, you just press the laser pointer. And all cars have been installed with this mechanism that if you get hit with that laser pointer from someone else, because they're marking you as a shit driver for one reason or another, eventually all those little faults build up and it affects your insurance. So if you're really shit, if you're overly fast, you're a slow driver, you're pulling out, you've got terrible awareness, anything like that.
Is slow driver key to this?
Slow driver would, yeah, they'd get all my 3 the same person. You couldn't keep tagging the same person.
Oh, right, cool.
But
okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like you'd have a terrible fucking record, wouldn't you? You are slow. I was stuck behind you on the way home today from London.
Yeah.
Nearly an accident. 40 miles an hour.
Yeah.
On a 40 limit road.
This country.
This country, man.
I'd always like a sort of touch sensitive hooter.
Hey.
Right. Excuse mate. Mate, I said excuse. Out of the way. Move. What's fucking wrong, dickhead? Get out of the way. And I just think the more you hit your hooter, the more aggressive something like blasts out of a speaker system.
That'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
Why the fuck not, mate?
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
What's your number 5 then, man, after I've done your number 1?
People that call their other half babe loudly in public instead of their name.
Yeah.
So I've probably referred to my wife as babe before.
Sure.
I've probably popped it in a private text to her.
Yeah.
I've never been in a queue at Sainsbury's and then forgot something and then had to go down an aisle where I'm just out of earshot but probably still in earshot if I could shout.
Yeah.
Babe! 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 What? Have you got a name? Or could you just walk back and ask? No, I'm just going to shout babe at the top of my voice. Really,
you know what? That hasn't happened to me, but I could tell that would really annoy me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just people that refer to their and people that have conversations with their wives on comments on social media where they refer to them as babe, writing about their other half on a status update or a post, babe. That bothers me. Yeah. It just makes my skin crawl. It's I don't know.
I get it. well, for me, the babe thing is my brother with his wife.
Yeah.
Right. He still does it now. Not as much as when they got together, and I was only 11 at that point, something like that, and even realised then it was fucking embarrassing and despicable. And all it was, oh, babe, oh, babe, oh, babe. And I just think, if she needs to be told, babe, to reaffirm how you feel about her, you're definitely on rocky ground. You just can't have an... Don't get me wrong, I'll say nice things to Molly, and I won't always just say, Molly... do you know what I mean? I will use other references, but...
I quite like it when you do that in the style of a robot. I quite like that.
Yeah. Me and Marley went out the other day. But yeah, of course.
Where'd you go?
Oh no, it's an example. Yeah, so it is a bit annoying. Babe. Oh, shut up.
Yeah. Do you know what? Do you think there is some prick on this planet that has got a love art tattoo with the scroll for it with babe in it?
Oh, definitely.
There's got to be, isn't there?
There's got to be. There's a cunt for every moment, isn't there, really, on this planet?
Oh, that should be our signature line of our podcast. There's a cunt for every moment. Oh, dear. What's your number 4, Christopher?
Oh, babe. Wait there, babe.
Babe, what's your 4? We should definitely start calling each other babe.
Oh, babe. Right, this is about commuting. But it's like, so basically, I was really hard with this because I'm like, there's plenty of reasons I think irrational. You might have put them down, but I can justify why I sometimes will follow someone home and waterboard them. Like, I think I'm totally entitled to do it.
Yeah.
But this is something that sets me off, right? People on trains in their suits, but they're wearing trainers. And the reason why it's irrational, let me tell you about it, is because it makes perfect sense. Like, you know, shoes can be really uncomfortable, especially, and then you come into winter and platforms get a little bit more slippery. And
you've got a 20-minute walk. You've got to walk quickly to get that train.
It all makes perfect sense to me. It really does. And I fucking hate those people. Like, often they're wearing cross trainers. Again, it's practical. You know what I hate? I hate the practicality of it. I hate the common sense that these people have that I fundamentally will never have.
Yeah.
And really what I'm saying is I hate myself.
Oh, babe.
Babe. We've got to start doing that, man. It's always a certain type of Reebok or cross trainer.
It's a cross trainer, Asics.
Yeah, Asics. Fucking Asics.
Yes.
Honestly, and I'm looking at it going, it looks awful because you're well presented up here, right? What you doing down there?
Yeah.
What you doing down there? No, because it's for it's just comfort. I just pop my shoes in my bag. Yeah, it all makes perfect sense. But
Skechers.
You look like a cunt. Oh, don't. Just Skechers.
Yeah.
As an object that makes me.
Why do they exist?
Who's buying them?
The bloke I work with used to buy Skechers. He told me they were the most comfortable things ever.
Oh, fuck off.
But then again, he was probably nearly 60.
Yeah, you know,
And,
the joke is, I bought the best pair of shoes. I bought my mum a pair of fucking like £55 Skechers at Christmas.
Should point out this episode is sponsored by Skechers.
And they are really good for my mum because she's not sturdy on her feet and that. They're just a perfect shoe design for her. But I just don't like the name of them.
Just got to turn down the recording volume of this one because we're clipping because we're getting really angry.
Sorry. Not
just you and me.
I don't know. Skechers has that practical thing that just puts me off, and I really do. I'm a strong. Again, this is irrational because I really do believe in foot health, and people for years we've been just mangling our feet. I don't even want to look down there because I'll be sick. You'll have to check out our episode on things you can't unsee to know more on that. I get it. I get foot health. I want you to have healthy feet, but there's something about Skechers or the practicality of what you're doing on the train that makes me irrationally hate you.
Practical
really
trainers, gym trainers, don't look cool.
Most of them don't.
Skechers, Asics, cross trainers, like they're not cool.
No. There's some nice ones. I'm gonna give Pip his due here. He's got a pair of Reebok cross trainers. I rate them. They're really nice, but they don't have that. They don't look. A lot of cross trainers just look ugly as shit, don't they? That's it. That's my case. That's my case for waterboarding those types of commuters. That was my number 4.
Let's keep it on trains.
All right, keep it on trains, mate. Puns on trains.
So I like to sit in the quiet zone. I got told off by Pip the other day because I threw someone an evil that was watching a video on his phone.
What, in the quiet zone?
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have got told off by me, mate.
No, but then I think yesterday I answered my phone in the quiet zone, and obviously he's always going to just bring up, you know, he's good at bringing up our shortfallings.
Well, because he never forgets anything.
Yeah.
Because he's got no joy in his life. So, like, he's just waiting. He's just waiting to pounce on you for doing something that doesn't make sense.
True.
That doesn't make sense. Because why do that really stupid thing? I don't know, I'm just going through life being all right about things, really. Yeah, no.
The fundamental
the
difference, the big
correct.
difference between you and him is your answer is, I didn't really think about that. Whereas his was, stayed up all night thinking about that.
The thing, well, a measure of intelligence is conscientiousness, and Pip does have a high degree of it. So he's very thoughtful, and that's where that all comes from. Yeah. Whereas I don't. I'm not very conscientious. I've got my head in the clouds a lot of the time. So he's right fundamentally, but also it makes him a very boring individual.
Go check out his podcast, Distraction Pieces.
One of the most successful podcasts.
Right. So yeah, it's not just. See, I understand that people phone loved ones on the train on the way home or on the way in if they're commuting, and people's sometimes their businesses. You know, I'm on the train 2 days a week now at 6 o'clock in the morning, and there's lots of tradesmen going to work and stuff like that, and the site's probably open at 6. They're on the phone to their boss. I get all of that, right? Now, what you can't see, subscribe for $15. I'm holding the phone to my ear now, and I am just talking that, good morning. Yes, I'll be at work shortly.
That's so not how you talk to
all
me
right?
on the phone, I'll tell you. Yeah.
But I'm talking at a sensible volume that if I was sitting opposite someone, it would not bother me in the slightest. I'd think, it's just on the phone. We're not in the quiet zone. That's fine.
Yeah.
What I have a problem with is someone then having headphones in, holding their phone 2 to 3 foot in front of their face, and going, no, it's fine, mate, it's fine. No, I'll be in about 40 minutes, babe. Yeah, no worries. That gets on my fucking nerves. Yeah. Like, why are you? Hold it to your ear.
Yeah.
Like, because you're not at a level of intellect where you've researched the damage that might do to your ear. Yeah. You just seem to want everybody on the train to hear your conversation.
Yeah. Fundamentally lonely. They probably feel that what they're doing is cool.
And I've found that lots of men that do this, when they have a public phone call, they become more of a geezer.
Yeah.
And I reckon half the time they've hung up. Yeah. And they'll just go, yeah, mate, if he don't want to do the job, we'll fuck him off. If he says anything, I'll bang him out. And you just think, he's definitely hung up already.
He's never going back to that person he's talking about.
Never. No.
I've heard, the girl's conversation is, he didn't.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, babe.
He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. I think he probably did from the sounds of the person on the other side. Because there's nothing more... You see, the problem with this is, the reason why I can't... I'm not even going to let you have this one. It's because I completely... I understand your pain, man.
Yeah.
It's rational. It's not irrational. It's like... Hearing half a conversation is infuriating because we're all naturally curious. It's not like I really care about what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's that I'm being subjected to only hearing half of that conversation. And like you say, like when blokes do that, or when I've had one where a bloke was being really clever in ordering jugs. He was ordering jugs. And he was ordering drugs. And it was just so obvious he was buying some weed. And he thought he was so clever about it. Because... the clever way of ordering weed is just don't do it on the phone on the train, you know. No, you're not out whizzing anyway. Or you showing off that you are ordering drugs. What one are you?
Yeah.
Because if you are, just come out, just say it. I'm just, can I have some of that skunk, please, mate? A 20p bag's worth. I don't know how they do it now. I'm not too sure what the, ounces are or whatever.
I think... just on a 30-minute commute from Grace to Fenchurch Street, I reckon if I got an hour, if I'd done like rush hour in the morning and in the evening on that journey, I could make the world a better place if I was given
a shotgun,
15 blow darts. Like, I reckon, all right, babe, yeah, no. Like, Dan. Yeah. Like, and I think, like, no one would miss them. No one would miss them because I don't really feel that they're bringing anything to the world. And anything that they feel that they're bringing to the world, they're already broadcasting it, and I've already checked out, and it's not interesting.
It is. You're totally right, mate. This is why, when I did that commute for, I think, probably 5 years before I started writing notes on the people around me. That's when I came up with that comedy script, and that was because I was getting so angry with everyone's ignorance that I didn't know where to direct it. Yeah. So I just had a notepad, and I would literally just, every time someone started annoying the shit out of me, I would literally write it out. And I've had people read me, watch me write, and watch them look at me while I'm writing about them, which was quite funny. Because it's just fun. It's just so infuriating. But it is a war against ignorance on the trains. But a little bit like cars, you got to realise that the trick with ignorance is you're ignorant to what you're doing, and sometimes you might accidentally fall into that trap of ignorance where you're doing something. But
do you know what I purposely do, right? And because every now and again I just think, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get a seat on this train, and like, and then I start to think, I don't need a seat.
No.
Right, I'm going to be probably sitting on my ass all day, right? So if I have to stand up for half an hour, it's no big deal at all. Yeah. But the shoulder barging, this is all new to me, this commute. This is why it's all quite fresh in my mind. The shoulder barging and kind of urgency to get a seat. Yeah. It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah. I get it with people who've got health conditions. And there's been times where my back's been painful and I've literally...
Yeah, I get that.
Almost the tears in my eyes where I've been forced to stand up because of certain situations. And but I get it, man. It's that urgency. It's that sort of like selfishness, really.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Next one, mate.
When people write in pencil.
That's fucking great. I mean, mental, but great.
Yeah, it's like, I know people are going to say, oh no, that's rational, because if you hear that little, that feeling of lead going across paper, it's that little on your teeth, you know, it drives you a bit crazy. No, I just don't like people using pencils. I don't see the point in it. Where are you in this world where you couldn't get hold of a biro?
Right, so this, I'm gonna, I can see an exception.
Okay, if you're sketching,
no, tradesman.
Yes, completely, yeah, tradesman. No,
pencil behind the ear.
No, that's fine because you've got to mark things up. And you don't want to do it. You need to use a bit of lead. That's absolutely fine. But you know, you're writing pencils on paper. You're not going to go rubbing it out. Rubbing out pencil on paper is a bit of a mess anyway. It doesn't really work.
Is it less mess than Tipp-Ex?
Yeah, but no. Who's using Tipp-Ex now? Just if you done a fuck up. The reason why no one's using Tipp-Ex and no one needs to use pencils is because for the best part, most professional work is done on computer and typed up. Right, that's why you don't see any of that shit anymore.
Thanks for explaining it, mate. I know I'm old.
Right, Grandad. So you don't need it, right? If you're writing something down, often you're okay to make a mistake. You can just scribble it out. You don't need to rub it out. And pencil, it takes longer. Yeah. It just takes longer, and it's normally because you've lacked the foresight to have a fucking pen on you or find a pen.
See, the thing is, right, pens in this day and age, right, pens cost fuck all, and generally wherever you go in life, there's generally some free pens available. Never too far from where you're at. Do you know what I mean? You can always get your hands on a free fucking biro. Yeah. I forgot where I was going with this.
There's no excuse.
But yeah, this is where I was going to go with it. But the thing is, like, I reckon I probably own 100 pens, right?
Yeah.
Right? Deal with it. But
got your own jacuzzi in the back garden as well, mate.
Yeah, mate, I'm fucking balling. But if I'm in a panic to get a pen, can I find one?
No.
But I'll tell you what I will find. I'll find 3 or 4 pencils, which I think, fuck it, that'll do. And then when I pull it out, the lead snaps off.
There's no lead there, mate.
Yeah. Who puts that back in a drawer? It's never... Who's got a pencil sharpener anymore? No one.
Just, yeah. The amount of times I've sharpened them with...
And do artists buy pencils? If you're an artist and you're using a pencil, grow up. Use Photoshop.
Do you know what? Artists are allowed to use pencils.
No, they're not.
We've got to give them.
No, they're not. Just use a computer.
Regular humans shouldn't be using pencils anymore. There's just no place in my heart for pencil users.
Did you ever have that thing? Because I when I'd done art at school, we used to buy the box of pencils, like from your H's to your to your B's.
Yeah.
And I used to quite like a nice set of pencils.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone loves a bit of stationery, don't they, right?
I love stationery, mate. I used to put that in my Tinder profile description. I used to say, big fan of the WH Smith stationery section.
Fucking great, though, isn't it?
It is. I love buying a new notepad or, pen.
But,
it's exciting.
But when you used to get the H pencils, like a a 4H, like
Right, yeah.
as a proper weapon. That,
Yeah.
like that was a hard pencil. But did you ever hear like was that thing at your school that like, yeah, if you want to kill yourself, just put 2 pencils up your nose and smash your head on the desk.
Yeah. Oh no, I heard my mate's mate over in that school over in just over the town. Yeah, he was doing his maths and he just couldn't be bothered with it. So he just got 2 HB pencils, stuck them in his nose and went on the table.
Yeah, game over.
Game over, mate. I don't think anyone done it.
No.
Obviously, but very graphic. Well, whoever cooked that bad boy up, well done.
Yeah.
Gold star for you, mate.
Definitely. I mean, if you know anyone that's smashed 2 HB pencils up their nose, tweeting.
I bet you also know someone who's killed someone by shattering their fucking nose by hitting it with their palm striking it.
Yeah, he's knocked people out by doing that move. A subscribe for $15.
Oh, mate, yeah.
No one's ever done that, ever. Apart from B.A. Baracus.
No, exactly. Yeah.
And
I should know because I used to train people in karate.
Did you?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I used to do it a little bit.
Do you still keep fit?
Not really, no. But no. Say that. I still did Tough Mudder the other week.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You must have been knackered that weekend.
Mate.
Did you just have a quiet night in that Saturday night?
Yeah, no, I did. And I did. Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
good.
No, I did.
Good.
You think about the other Saturday?
Okay.
Where are we? You're at number 3?
Yeah.
Number 3, mate.
I'm going to go people that I could say cough, but I'm going to say yawn without putting their hand over their mouth.
Yeah.
That really makes me angry.
Does it get your goat? Do you ever mouth rape them?
With a finger.
Yeah, finger.
Yeah, I mean that's
I can't remember what it's called. It's something in it. You just stick your finger in there, God, basically.
Yeah. I think they call it the Leslie Grantham. I think. But that. I mean, I just can't understand how people think that's all right. I mean, coughing. I walk past people in town and they're just coughing without you.
No, that will get me. That'll get me. I'll say something. If it's that lazily near me, I will say.
Yeah.
You could put your hand over your fucking mouth.
Yeah. But the yawning is like yawning's. That's all right. It's just yawning. No, I don't want to see you looking like a fucking walrus, like yawning with a fucking great big thing, like first thing in the morning. And what I don't want is to kind of having you just breathing out the contents of your body in the proximity of my face.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, definitely.
That's it. Next one.
It's not even irrational, mate.
No, I hate it. And I mean, if I can hear people eating that, that's really bad. But that's one I don't want to talk about because that will make me rage.
That's rational, though.
Yeah.
Top 5 rational rage moments. Yeah, we've done that because we've done that with like.
Yeah.
I think a toe. Oh no, you're not going to say toe ring, are you?
No.
That's rationally. That's rational hatred.
Yeah.
That's a fashion crime. And
Yeah.
If you don't know that, then you're the one with the problem, mate.
Yeah,
and it's not my fault that I
pointed it out. Yeah. If anything, you was doing them a favour, babe.
Fucking cheers, babe. My number 2, Oreos. It's no. Let me clarify.
So I think I'm with you on this.
It's not Oreos. It's how much people like Oreos. Fucking shut up, mate. They're really not that good. They're not that good, Stu.
Right. So my kids will, if like we go somewhere, there's like, particularly like I don't know, a slightly nicer milkshake. Oh, I got an Oreo milkshake with crushed Oreos in it, and I just think, oh right, okay, and they like it. And generally, if you go to restaurants and they've got like an ice cream dessert, a lot of the times it will involve a fucking Oreo. Right, an Oreo is a dry rubbish biscuit.
It is dry rubbish. There's not a lot of flavour to an Oreo. A Bourbon biscuit in the 80s had more flavour than an Oreo.
See, that's a shit biscuit,
and it's still better than an Oreo.
Just to say, before we started this, we had a couple of chocolate hobnobs. They're way better.
Completely. They've got flavour.
Yeah.
The one thing about an Oreo is, as we know, I like a bit of play food. You can break it in half and nick the cream off it. but the cream's kind of flavourless, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
It's quite flavourless. So why is everyone going on about it? People going on about it because it's a novelty import from America.
That's all it is.
Shut up. Get yourself a fucking hobnob.
Yeah.
And have a nice biscuit. Enjoy. Have a fucking chocolate topped fucking digestive for all I care.
Don't have that. We're not American. Have corned beef.
Oh no, really. Oh well, fucking Oreo milkshake. It just tastes like ice cream. It just tastes like a plain milkshake that's barely got any flavour to it.
Yeah, it's a weak chocolate milkshake and someone's thrown an handful of gravel in now.
It really is that, mate. So what is everyone going on about? It's that sort of stupidity.
Exactly.
It's going to bring this country. It's going to pull this country down, mate.
Exactly. Corned beef. Go and buy it.
Go and get some corned beef.
Today's episode is brought to you from corned beef. Beef tweeting. Right, my number 2. Lips.
Yeah.
People that are having lip implants.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I totally understand that if people are unhappy with the way they look, and it will make them feel better by making their lips fuller. But what I struggle with is the fact that it almost has become fashion. It's a look.
Yeah.
And fashion comes and goes.
Yeah.
And I just think it's quite strange. And we live in an area where I guess the likes of Towie, which is where we're from, which is where they're from, they're probably front runners of that look.
Yeah.
And
saying babe.
Yes.
Tesco's,
Yeah.
Babe.
Yeah, definitely. But
Babe! I know some lip pumper, babe.
But do you know what? I don't want to hate on cosmetic surgery because I know that it does lots of good for lots of people.
Sure.
But I think there's an area which I hope our listeners, understand.
Your fans say.
Sorry, babe. Like, get what I'm saying. Just the fact that you can't look at, and the thing is as well, a lot of these girls that are having these, not just subtle fillers to kind of give them slightly fuller lips because maybe I don't know what their mindset is. It just feels like they want that big pout because it's what they see lots of girls doing on Instagram and social media in the press.
Yeah.
I just think, like, is that going to be like a Celtic band tattoo that, like, after a year it's going to be really unfashionable and odd? And I don't know. I gather the fillers will sort of sink within time, go down. Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't. It's a strange one because
and they're young to be doing that.
Yeah, I somewhat agree. Firstly, I think it's your body. You can do it.
Completely.
In a society where I try to think that we should be as free as we can to make the decisions that we want, right? And freedom from oppression of people thinking that doesn't fit into what they think is whatever. And interestingly, one of my mates once said, well, that girl isn't doing it for you. You know, you might think she looks a bit ridiculous.
This podcast is all about me.
Oh, sorry.
By the way.
Sorry, mate. And it's like, that is all valid, and I do believe all that. But also, in a free world, you're free to have your own opinion, and I'm free to have the opinion that I think often when I see it, from my perspective, it looks ridiculous. And the reason being is because I think women have beautiful lips, like in all the different shapes and sizes, and that I think girls are trying to force themselves into a certain look. But I think
that's fashion.
Exactly, and that's what I mean. And there are some girls who naturally either have very plump lips and they obviously look gorgeous. And maybe, you know what, girls, they lucked out on the lip dishing out front. But there's plenty of things about you that'll be awesome. And trying to fit your lips into that, what ends up happening is that you get that unusual fish lip duck pout look.
It's that.
And that is like, I know in your head you feel, because they're fuller, that makes you, I don't know, that gives you that confidence boost. But to me, it's just as a layman, I'm not saying that you're not entitled to do it, and you go ahead, babe. But to me, looking at it, it looks very, very odd. And as you say, it seems like fashion.
It looks of its time, and that's what, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm just ending up sounding like my dad now with that whole, like, to get that tattoo in 20 years' time, you'll regret it. And, I mean, in fairness, he was right. My Oriental writing on my right arm is fucking terrible. But, I don't know. I just, it seems like I stand on the doors of the club, and the amount of, like, girls that literally are 18, 19 that now have huge lips. And one of my favourite things about bodies is lips. I think, like, lips are beautiful things, and full lips are really nice, of course. But there seems to be, like, a little kind of bit that seems to have just gone a bit too big, and it gives that weird pat. And I just think it's like, I don't know, personally speaking, this is my thing. I'm not feeling it. I don't like it. And I just think, I don't know, it just seems like it's fashionable and it's not stylish. No. Style's going to be there forever, but that fashion's going to come and go, mate.
I don't know why you're wearing that red cap then. Right.
It's just one of those things, babe.
Oh, sorry, babe. Just joking. My number one.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's people. It's just people.
This country.
It's just people.
They're rubbish.
You know.
Who's upset you now, Alan? People.
It's like, I can be standing somewhere. I might be waiting in a checkout queue or something like that, or waiting for a bus or at the train station, and I'll just look at someone. There's nothing, you know. They're not wearing Asics. They've not got a duck pout, anything like that. Just normal, minding their own business. And I just sit there and I think, you cunt. And I can't, like, it's something that it's hard to put your finger on it. But you just don't like that person, and they're just annoying you, and they're just their mere existence.
I think if you had to put your finger on something to verify all of this, you'd probably just pop it on your forehead and have a little look at yourself.
It's just fucking. I sometimes just don't like people. I look at them. They might have a shape head that is just not the shape of head that I have a preference to, like in a human being, and I just think, they're probably a cunt. I don't like them. I just don't like them.
You're right with potatoes, yeah?
Yeah. It's irrational. I know full well that person could be just a lovely human being, right?
But you're judging them on all the things that you're not really meant to judge people on. You're not speaking to them. You're making an assumption, and I like that. And that's what this is all about. Irrational.
It is irrational, and I think that, you know, I'm sure that person can be a cunt.
Yeah.
You know, we can all do cuntish things, but we're not just cunts. Have I said cunt enough yet, cunt?
I think so, babe.
Yeah, I just look at them and I just think, you cunt, and that I know is irrational, and I have to remind, like, it's really weird, because as much as, like, sometimes I do this, and obviously I wouldn't ever act on it, and I wouldn't treat someone like it, and I'm fully aware that people probably look at me and think, you cunt.
Definitely.
But they've got normally
good reason.
I'm rarely just standing there not doing anything. When you see me minding my own business.
In a police lineup.
That's the only time I'm minding my own business. He's in a police lineup. Every other moment, I'm looking for something to do, and so I understand that with me. And actually, I've been often said, like I've said this before. A lot of my mates used to say they used to look at me and think I fucking instantly don't like that person.
I've said it to Big Papa Joe that, and I think you should always judge people on your friends. If I met you now, we would not be friends.
And so I get it. I really do. I understand it. I understand the hypocrisy and stupidity and irrationality.
Yeah.
Because on the complete flip side of that, you know, there's a lot of times when I'm just standing around, especially at things like comedy shows or gigs, And you look round and you see everyone enjoying themselves and they're smiling. And there's so many more things that we've got. Like, all the things that we've said today are all things that we sort of separate ourselves from, don't we? Other people.
No, yeah. At the core of it, it's all based on the things that I know I'm better than them.
Yeah, exactly.
At everything.
Exactly. But as long as everyone else is willing to accept that, there's room on the planet for all of us, right?
Yeah. The constant frustration is, obviously I know that I'm winning at everything and better than everybody.
Well, you got almost 100 pens indoors, you said.
Exactly. But why am I so fundamentally unhappy? My very core.
Yeah, but like, when I see those things and I see everyone laughing, and I'm like, there's so many more things that make us similar to all these things that annoy me, and that's why I kind of quite enjoy my irrational hatreds.
Yeah.
Because I know fundamentally that actually, like you said at the start, I'm not that easy to upset, because I think we are all really similar. We all have the same sort of struggle.
Yeah, man. After this podcast, you've definitely come across well mellow.
And so, yeah, I think you're allowed to have your irrational hatreds as long as you're self-aware with them.
Mm.
And I think it's when people aren't self-aware with these, that's when they're the people you've got to watch out for. And that's it, babe.
Hands down the front of tracksuit bottoms.
Oh, yeah, come on, man. But again, it's not irrational. It's unhygienic.
Yeah, but yawning's without your hand is unhygienic. Coughing is unhygienic. Probably shouting at your phone. Oh, yeah. That. And do you know what? Maybe again it's a fashionable thing, and I'm just too old. But you see lots of young lads, with their hands down the front of their tracky bottoms.
Is it because I don't think that's irrational, because I think what it is jealousy, because you want your hands down their tracky bottoms.
It's got pockets. Pop your hands in your pockets.
Pop them in the pockets, mate.
Like, not on your cock.
Yeah. No.
Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
But who done that first and made that all right? And who looked at someone doing that and thought, yeah, that looks wicked,
I've
man.
asked people why they do it, and they say, oh, it's reassuring. I'm going to do it now. They're like, oh, it's reassuring. I'm going to touch some stuff on the way out here. I've only touched one finger on a ball. So it's not like been full on. So I'm just going to whip my hands out of my pants. It is disgusting.
High five.
But they do say, they say, oh, they say it's reassuring. Why is it reassuring? I touch my dick a lot, an unhealthy amount of times.
Well, you broke it, didn't you?
I've touched it so much I broke it.
You spoiled it there.
It's not the first time either. And but I do that when it's time for dick touching. I have a lot of dick touching time, but it's not in public.
Yeah, you make time for it.
I close the door.
Exactly.
Close the door. Close the door.
Exactly.
And
then you've got to change your room to yourself. Yeah. No one else in Debenhams is aware of what's going on. Yeah, and it's when all of a sudden you see people that are like 30 doing it, and you're like, mate, are you that stupid?
I watched yeah, it's crazy. I watched a dude spit on the floor the other day, and every now and then, if you've got an awful cold, you might caught a fly in the back of your throat, and you've got to do it, and you're almost like, oh, I feel pretty bad for doing that. But it was a guy who's just an absolute chav smoking, and he was about 32, just went like that near a bin, and I was in Basildon, and I just went, ugh, as I walked past him, because I just thought, what a
grim
horrible human being.
No need.
I'm wrong about this, us all having seeing the good in people. No, I'll take it all back now.
Immerse yourself in the bad in people, guys.
Yeah.
Just embrace that inner anger.
Embrace that rage.
Yeah. And then that way, forever, you'll be unhappy.
That's it, mate. Just end it there.
Bye.
Bye.